Hi and welcome to the Zone. This is the Fantasy Football Zone, your home for everything fantasy football. My name is Dennis Musau.
The ideal guy, Mark Leon Cavale.
Pompey, the big deal himself. For the fantasy football fans, this is the show for you.
Here's what we have lined up on our show for you today. First off, we'll be looking at player focus. Which players are likely to have an impact in your fantasy football teams? Also, we're looking at potential captain picks. Which players are going to have a stellar game week? And lastly, stay tuned to find out how you can win $200 by joining our mini league.
Thank you for showing love and support in all our social media platforms. That is official FF Zone at all our social media platforms. Tunashukuru sana. We love you. We love you. We love you. And continue subscribing and share to all your platforms. Asanteni sana.
Wonderful. Gentlemen, the season is here.
Yes.
Finally, we get to dive into basically what the season has in store for us.
Right. Yeah.
Before we look at FPL, let's look at the season as a whole. Who are you tipping to win the league this season?
It just looks like it's going to be the top two again. Man City and Liverpool who are going to run at it. I think the defending champions have something to prove if they can keep it up. But I feel as well Man City may edge this side, especially with if they add that one more signing to the defense.
Defensively, they strengthen with Koulibaly.
With Koulibaly, I think they can just
they're a different animal.
Edge just a bit.
Okay, so Man City for you?
Yeah.
I'm going for the Red Devils.
Right.
Manchester United. You have to even say that name with some oomph.
United.
The Man City is Man City.
Okay.
It's the Manchester
Because
United.
we're used to it. We're used to Man City. Anyway.
So, it is good to dream. Your dreams are valid.
It's my prediction because I'm a Manchester United supporter.
As an Arsenal fan over my dead body, I think Mikel Arteta is winning a trophy before Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
This season.
But that's up for debate.
He did win before Ole Gunnar.
Yeah,
we're talking about this season.
He's already proven that he can win trophies ahead of Ole Gunnar, right?
All right.
Okay, for me, to be honest, I'm also thinking Man City just will edge it. But I want to see Chelsea and see basically the kind of campaign they're going to put up with all those signings. The pressure is going to be on them.
That's right.
On Chelsea this season.
Yeah.
So let's see if they maybe disrupt the status quo.
But we have the defending champions,
Liverpool. Yeah.
We can't forget them. They have to be
surely we
the
can't write them off.
We can't write them off. And at the addition, the rumor, Thiago
is not going to happen.
Let's wait. Let's wait. But we can't write Liverpool off.
If they don't sign, I think they're in for a bad season.
A rude awakening.
Yeah.
All right. So basically that's it. You can engage with us and tell us who do you think is likely to win this season, or your prediction for who's going to walk away with the Premier League Champions League this season.
Yeah.
We're excited to see also who you guys think is going to walk away with the title, right?
Yeah.
And on that note, before someone wins the title, we have to start the matches, right?
Yes.
So Game Week 1 is here. Let's look at the menu. What do we have in store for us in terms of the fixtures?
Saturday, we have the early kickoff with the newly promoted Fulham against the resurgent Arsenal under Mikel Arteta. Then followed by Crystal Palace, who will be facing Saints. Then the mouth-watering, the tantalizing, the clash of the champions, where we'll get to see Liverpool go against Leeds. And finally, at the late kickoff, we'll see if the Hammers will hammer the Magpies.
On Sunday, we have the Baggies. Will they be outfoxed by Jamie Vardy's Leicester? And we have Harry Kane's Tottenham versing Everton.
Okay, and on Monday, we're going to be having Sheffield United at home against Wolves. And on the last fixture of the game week, we will have Brighton Hove Albion facing that newly furnished Chelsea team. Let's see how they do against the newly acquired talent.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, in line with the fixtures, which match stands out for you? Which one do you think is going to be like the match of the game week?
I think the match of the game week could be, for me, the Clash of the Champions. Leeds versus Liverpool. Liverpool versus Leeds. I think that is a very interesting game to see. To see how the champions of the championship can really stack up against the big fish. But also I think especially because Liverpool could be a bit defensively weak because they've really been in I've watched a bit of preseason games. They're not really as strong defensively, so they can be caught on the counter, and that is Marcelo Bielsa's game. So probably it could be an interesting game, but Liverpool could just as well edge because they are really strong.
I think Liverpool are going. Leeds are going to be slapped serious. This is a different beast altogether.
It's a different league altogether.
It's a different beast altogether.
All right.
Yeah. So let's wait and see. Who are you looking at as a standard
for
fixture?
the early kickoff. Fulham against Arsenal.
Okay.
I want to see Arsenal getting battered by just one man.
Okay.
Mitrovic.
You're a hater through and through.
Through and through.
Vicious warhorse.
No, let's see. Alexander, this
an interesting fact is that in this match, the last time Arsenal went to Fulham, they thrashed them 5-1. You know?
All right.
And now that we have Mr. Aubameyang feeling itchy to score those goals, I feel like we have a hat-trick coming up for Mr. Aubameyang.
Let's see, but this is a different personnel, a different Fulham.
Okay.
Let's see what they have in store.
Okay, for me, to be honest, my focus is on that Brighton-Chelsea match.
Okay.
I'm really excited to see how these new players kick on in that Chelsea team. So. Also, interestingly, they played a pre-season game, Chelsea versus Brighton, which ended 1-1. And incidentally, Akina Timo Werner scored. So it's interesting to see. And Seagulls at home usually are not the easiest team to deal with at home.
That's right.
So let's see if they'll create some headache for.
I think that Chelsea game is really interesting because news is just coming in that possibly Pulisic could be in and possibly Ziyech may not actually play that game. So it's really interesting to know who will actually come through. If Pulisic comes through,
mouth-watering fixtures indeed for us to feast for this coming weekend. Let's look forward to that and more. And on our players to watch segment, basically on this segment we're looking at which players we feel are going to have a stellar game week. They're probably going to have the most impact in their teams this week. Who are you guys looking at in terms of players to watch?
I'm going for Heung-min Son. When we look at Mr. Sonny, Mr. Sonaldo. Yes, Mr. Sonaldo. When you look at the preseason that Tottenham have just had, Sonaldo has been happy. He's been on the score sheet. But I don't know how Mr. Hurricane coming back to the team will affect, but I'm sticking with Son because when we looked at last season, he's the provider to everything Tottenham is doing.
For sure, you can never overlook Son in that Tottenham team.
especially being that now they've strengthened defensively. So with Doherty and having Højbjerg just right there, I think
he has more freedom to just.
And the return of Davis, we've really missed Ben Davis. So I think they're really a bit strong. So possibly can give Son a bit of room to just go run around
and do his thing. Okay. For me, I'm watching out for Arsenal man, Kieran Tierney. I really like this left back. I feel like he's going to give Robertson a run for his money as one of the best left backs in the league.
In Scotland as well.
And even as the season was coming to an end, you could see that they were sparking a good partnership with Aubameyang down that left side. So I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, maybe for this first game, he's going to give me some good points. Possibly a clean sheet, I don't know. Maybe some attacking returns and assist here and there.
But with the news of Lewis injured, I think that can affect Tierney.
His position,
because we don't even know the selection that Mikel Arteta is going to go with.
Because he's got a wide range of defenders. I don't know if he's going to sell some, but I think he possibly could go with that 3 at the back again. Possibly Tierney could sit there. So unless Tierney gets onto the wing back position, he could be a good asset to really look into.
Okay. And for you?
For me, I think it has to be Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane, everyone is looking at Mohamed Salah as their top pick this week. So I think really someone to watch out for is Sadio Mane because he's been scoring pre-season and he didn't have quite a bad season last year. He just had a few points less than Salah. So I think this season he has something to prove and you need to watch out for him in this game.
Okay. And lastly, I think Timo Werner, we can't forget to mention that name. He's definitely one to watch this game week. Incidentally, on this same fixture, like we said earlier, he scored against Brighton in pre-season. And this is, of course, the stakes are higher now. But I feel like, and he had a good international. He got a goal
against Spain.
So possibly he could be in the goals this game week. Okay, so those are the players to watch from us this game week. We are looking at Heung-min Son for Tottenham. We are looking at Sadio Mane for Liverpool, Kieran Tierney for Arsenal in that defensive position, and lastly we are looking at Timo Werner against Brighton in that Chelsea team.
So please let us know, who do you think will actually turn out to be that player to watch? Kindly let us know in the comment section.
Fantastic. So, yeah, we've looked at players to watch. Basically, those are like the players everyone is watching.
Yes.
Now, we can go to another segment which we are tackling differentials, right? Differentials are basically the players that are likely to be least owned, at least below 10% ownership. And even in our mini leagues, they are not maybe the most popular players you'll find in many of the teams. So, who are we looking at in terms of potential differential players?
I'd go for Wilfried Zaha.
That's a name I didn't expect to.
Especially now.
I'd still go for him because Crystal Palace, when we see any spark coming from Crystal Palace, it has to fall on Zaha. So why I'm going for him is he's on the everything on Palace. And plus the fixtures again is Saints. Saints are a bit not well defense sound.
Defense-wise,
so I'll look for Wilfried.
Do you think him not getting that transfer this season will affect his performance on the pitch?
It might, but he has matured over the seasons. We have seen him gradually maturing over the season. So I don't think that will count. But I hope he is a professional.
He's a professional, but also I think he's just that guy for Palace, especially now that he possibly could want to raise his price tag and prove a point that actually he belongs.
He's worth coming to get.
And amongst the big players out there. So I think Zaha is really a good pick.
Okay, so Zaha. I'm looking at Jared Bowen for West Ham. Last season we saw how West Ham were coming up as an attacking unit. I remember that interesting game where Mikel Antonio got 4 goals. Anyway, we're not talking about Mikel Antonio, Jared Bowen, because on his wing, basically all the magic was happening from his wing towards that center of the box. And I think he's one who's likely to cause a lot of problems for the opposition. So Jared Bowen is definitely one I'm looking at as a potential differential.
He's definitely a differential, plus he's on the set piece.
He's on the set piece.
So anything coming from the flanks, definitely. So he's
good, and he gets himself into really good positions, especially for crosses. And for West Ham, he's also had a few contributions in preseason in terms of scoring goals. But I'd really love to see how he compares to the most popular draft pick, that is Soucek, in the team. So I really don't know how it's gonna look like, but I think he could kind of edge over Soucek, especially because he's more forward playing than,
and for sure, and for Soucek to get something, it's usually from the crosses that are coming from those wings with Jared Bowen and the likes. So let's wait and see. Let's give them a few game weeks. We see how they settle in. But Jared Bowen for me is a differential for this game week.
That's a good one. I really would love to look at Neil Maupay. Maupay is really, when you look at Brighton goals, they must pass through him. You know, somehow, somewhere, he's on penalties. He's a talisman. So I really feel.
Remember what he did to Arsenal last season?
Last minute. Don't even talk about that game. But I feel really, if the goals are really to come through for him, and with Lallana just sitting behind him, I think there's really something to look at in Maupay.
Interesting. I don't know. Let's see how that Chelsea team respond, especially defensively. Because attacking has never really been their problem. So, I think maybe Neil Maupay can give us something to
look forward to.
Be excited about.
As a defender, he's a really good pick.
Fantastic.
Well, there you go. Our differentials. Jared Bowen, Neil Maupay, and Wilfried Zaha. Tell us, who do you think will be the differential?
All right. So I think we've basically covered the chunk of the fixture. We've looked at the players to watch. We've looked at the differential. This is the big one now.
The big one.
Basically, who are we looking at as potential captain picks, right?
For this game.
And it's our first game week, so it's really critical that you
puts
start
you
the
on
season.
edge.
You start the season on a high note.
Gives you a head start.
It gives you a head start
for sure.
Okay, so let's hear.
I mean, for me, it would have to be my guy once again. My fix and forget, Aubameyang. I think Aubameyang is really going to search and push for that golden boot, starting from the get-go. And again, that game over the past between Fulham and Arsenal is always a high-scoring game, especially for Arsenal. So possibly we could see 2 or 3 come from Oba's side. If Willian plays, that's really good creativity. We're seeing reports of pre-season Ozil playing. So
interesting.
Is there.
To be honest, it's hard to look past Aubameyang as a captain.
For sure.
He's really the man on form at this point in time. 3 weeks ago, had that wonderful performance at Wembley.
That's right.
Came back to Wembley, had another stellar performance against Chelsea. Again in the Community Shield, he got that wonder goal against Liverpool. I mean, this guy can't stop scoring.
True.
So for little old Fulham, probably in for a long afternoon.
I mean, you've just come in and you met Aubameyang, so it's sad, but I really hope Oba really gives it to me.
Okay, so Aubameyang for you. Okay. Who are you looking at?
I am going for Mr. Hurricane, Mr. Talisman.
Really?
Mr. Talisman himself, with Mourinho as the talisman to look out for. I mean, plus we didn't see his we didn't see him really last season because of injury. But we hope for this season he will be able to stay fit. We all know Hurricane fit
is a different animal.
He's a beast. He's a beast by himself.
But that fixture is going to be a tricky one against Everton.
And
you see Everton have really strengthened, especially that midfield. They have Doucouré in, they have James in. And the team was also not looking too bad last season, except for a few twitches here and there.
But when we go back to the last 3 games that Tottenham played, when you look at the score sheet, who do you see? Mr. Hurricane. So that is definitely something he can pick up from last season where he left, so he can continue producing the goods.
That game is a really interesting one because over the last years, there's not been more than 3 goals scored in that. Over the last 2 years, not more than 3 goals have been scored in that fixture. So I think it's also really one to really look at. Possibly, as a captain pick, it's good. But if goals are to come from Tottenham, definitely.
For sure. I think for this one is more about the pedigree of the player. But then when we consider the fixture, maybe it's something to really consider. And lastly, we cannot forget to talk about Mr. Mo Salah. He's tipped to also have an interesting game week this week against Leeds. It's funny you mentioned Sadio Mane. I feel like there's always a competition between these two guys.
For us FPL managers.
And I think even between themselves.
Yes.
I feel it has gotten to that level, and it's either Sadio bringing the goods or
Mane.
Or Salah. But Salah is really the more proven and has more pedigree in terms of being a goal scorer. If Mane is getting a goal, Salah is likely getting 2 or maybe 1 and an assist.
But when we go to the home fixtures, Salah has proven consistently over time
he's comfortable at home.
Yes, he's very comfortable at home. So definitely he's a captain pick for sure.
So for me, I still have a conundrum. I'm looking at those two, Mo Salah and Aubameyang.
All right.
I'm right now the armband is on Aubameyang.
Okay.
But let's wait and see. In the next 2 days.
Anyways, let us know. Who do you think will be your captain pick? We would love to know. Kindly let us know in the comment section, and we'll be interested to get in touch with that.
Fantastic. Lastly, and this is the cream of the crop. Ideally, all this we are doing for bragging rights.
Yes.
We have a mini league, which will be competing against each other.
Of course.
And against a lot of you who are watching us. The link of our mini league is displayed right here. Feel free to join and compete with us. And we'll just be able to compare and see who comes out on top. An interesting part is that there is some cash to be won.
There is something. The stakes are high.
So basically, there's a chance for you to walk away with $200 as the winner of our mini league. The terms and conditions are simple. Simply subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow our social media pages, the ones that are applicable to you. And from there, you are basically eligible to win that cash should you emerge the winner at the end of the season.
And let's go.
And every game week, by the way, we'll be highlighting basically who's who has a head
How's the
start.
leaderboard going?
Yeah, who
Yes,
has won
yes,
maybe this
yes.
game week, who's catching up, who's doing what. We'll be keeping an eye on all of you, and hopefully we look forward to even having some of our mini league guys managers on the show.
Yeah.
And we just
It would be good.
pick their brain and
would
see
be
how
good.
the decisions they're making and all
really
that.
good.
For sure.
Fantastic. So we are set. Interesting season. The kickstart. Here we are. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Again, my name is Dennis Musau.
The ideal guy, Mark Leon Cavale.
Pompey, the big deal himself.
And before we zone out, we're going to leave you with just some pictures of our draft teams. You can look and see how far we've come in terms of creating our teams. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and peace.